G'day. Welcome to another episode of Graves in Australia Diecast Salvage. Today I'm playing with a Matchbox Superfast ISO Griffo. This is my entry into the Diecast and Modellers Community August event. Correction, not the August event, the September event, which is Painted Blue. The Painted Blue event is to raise awareness to Alzheimer's, and there should be a link in the description should you wish to donate for the research. This is a yearly event with the DMC, as we're not getting any younger, and it's not a very nice disease to have. So it's to raise awareness of Alzheimer's. The event is Painted Blue. Come along with me for the ride. Hopefully I won't forget anything. So let's come over to the workbench and we'll take a closer look at this ISO Griffo. So welcome to my workbench and my work area and the messy surrounds that we have. No matter how often I clean it up, within 5 minutes, it's back to a mess again. But in any case, for the August 2023 Alzheimer's awareness event for the DMC, I'm working on this Matchbox Superfast ISO Griffo. Now this is the last version that came out, I believe, because it has the fat wheels, fat superfast wheels, as opposed to the skinny ones. I'm also bringing along this one's two older brothers, which are the regular wheels on both of them. Now, if anybody is doing a restoration and they're saying, or you get told you haven't got the right shade of colour, here's an example of how they came out from the factory. Same car, same blue, but different shades. It all depends on where it was in the batch. Was it at the beginning, middle, or at the end of the batch? Now I do know that when the Superfast version, even with the skinny wheels, they came out in a paler blue, or pale metallic blue, and the same thing with this last version. But anyway, stop waffling on. Let's get crack-a-lacking. G'day, Pete. And we'll move on. These are all held in by one post at the back and held in by the grille and headlights at the front. So I've already used the burr tool to take the post head off. So we should be able to get in. So the base comes off. The suspension here is broken, just here. So we'll see if we can't glue it and fix it. Otherwise we'll have to raid another vehicle and replace the suspension. But in any case, we're most likely doing a wheel swap on this one anyway. But I dare say we still need to retain the suspension. So we'll give the base a polish up. Where is my container? That's not it. We'll use that one. The I don't want to break the suspension any further than what it is. So we'll see if we can't get this axle out. There we go, without breaking it any further. The tyres are in good condition. It's nothing to say that we can't use them, but I am going to make a custom out of this one. So we shall try and get these suckers out. There we go. Again, all I really need to do on these ones is just paint the hubs and we should be good. The tyres are okay. If not, we'll keep, like I said, I want to do a wheel swap on it. So that leaves us now that we can polish up this base. The interior on this one is white, where on the regular wheels it is a blue colour. So we'll just need to get over this tow hook. So we'll probably lose the tow hook. Excuse me. So we'll give that. We'll go over and visit Nick at Craport Nick and use the poor man wash machine. The screens on the Superfast are not riveted, or they're not held in by a post. I'll show you in a moment on the other ones. So the glass should pop out, and it does. Now it is heavily overpainted, but looking at it from the inside, I'm hoping that the front screen will come good. Somebody's really attempted to scratch the paint off, but whether they've scratched the screen itself or made deep scratches in the screen, we'll have to find out after we remove the other paints. So we shall put this into some Dettol or disinfectant. It doesn't have to be Dettol. It can be just a cheap supermarket disinfectant, and we'll put that in there. I'll put that in there. Same thing with this. We'll stick that in the Dettol or disinfectant, clear off the paint. I'll also clean up that, and that leaves us with our casting. Now, I generally leave the doors on when painting, and we'll probably leave the doors on while we're stripping. So we'll put that one there. Again, with these ones, I've already took the head off. The base comes apart. Now the wheels on these ones are good. So it's the axle and the base. So we're not going to do anything with them. Now the interior. Again, we need to bring it over the rear post. Like so. As you can see, this is a blue as opposed to the white that you see in the background. Again, we'll stick it all in the wash machine. And as you can see here, the regular wheels have a post mushroomed over the top, and this is where most of the time we see our cracks in our screens. It's when they push it on. Thankfully, this one doesn't have any cracks. So I'll take the burr tool and get rid of that that mushroom so that we can clean the screen. And this one's going to be the same. No actual suspension in these. Even the plastic that a lot of times usually bows or breaks. The only suspension that it might have is this tag in at the front of the interior on these regular wheels, but there's none in the back. So again, just getting the interior over the rear post, going to be cleaned. And this is the same again, like I said, a post in the regular wheels. When they came to super fast, no post. So I'll catch you shortly when I've got the screens out, and we'll see where we go. I'll see you shortly. So we're just taking the burr off the mushroom off. That's all you need, and we can pop the screen out. Now some people will use a drill. The problem with the drill is that you can go a little bit too far and put a hole all the way through, or you may slip. Other people like Martin Dare, they'll use a hot pipe to actually melt the plastic. They are all fine. What works best for you. My preference is the burr tool, and let the burr tool do the work. So again, we're just taking that out. The little post is still there, so that when it comes time to reassemble, I should be able to, you heard that click, and that screen will stay. Or all I need to do is just put a little dab of glue around the post, and I can put that back in there as well. Anyway, let's get moving. Let's move on to something else. See you shortly. All right, so I'm just using a household grade disinfectant. I could use Dettol. It does the same thing. So we're going to put our interiors in. That'll help get the dirt off. I'm just too lazy to go out and get the soap and water, but we can also put our screens in. The unpainted ones, they're all good, but this is the main one while we're using the disinfectant. So we'll leave that in there for a period of time. And we shall see how we go with our screen. Anyway, so we'll let that soak for a little while, and we shall move on to our stripper venue. So, see you at the venue. Well, here we are at our world famous Graves in Australia die-cast salvage stripper venue. That's right, I did say world famous because we're on YouTube, so we're world famous. Anyway, our strippers are ready. Our participants in here are ready. They would like to go for a swim, and they like to have some hot water. A lot of fart-arsing about going on, so put the caustic soda in first, and then we can control the water. It's easier this way. Well, I find it easier this way than the other way. So we can keep the froth going. And no, we haven't gone over, as you can see. So we'll let the girls, gee, they must be having a good time, and the boys, to settle down. And there we go, over we go, over we go, over we go. Just went in a little bit too fast with the water. That's all right. We've got to clean it up anyway, so we'll catch you in a moment. Well, things we had to clean up our workspace through our spillage. That happens. Again, I was being a little bit too cocky, but again, was no major issue. So now that our vehicles are out of the caustic soda, so that's a regular wheels. Of course, it has the post in the roof. Regular wheels has the post in the roof. So this is the one that we'll focus on, and we'll use our brass bristle brush to take the burnish off. Now some people will use the wire wheel on the Dremel, that's fine. Some people will use some Scotch-Brite, that's fine. Some people will use a brass bristle brush, that's fine. Some people will use steel wool. Now that's just what we've done there with the brass bristle brush. And then I'll go over it with this steel scourer. Just doing half the vehicle at the moment, just for demonstration purposes, to show the before and show the shiny after. Well, I'll continue with this off camera, and next we'll put these vehicles into primer. See you in a moment. All right, we shall put these things into primer, and I'm not even set up for it. What am I doing? We'll come back. Well, I think I'm ready this time. At any rate, we'll turn the noisemaker on, and like I said, this is only the primer. The blue that I'm painting, you'll have to wait and see, but the painting is going to be the same as what I'm doing now. Get a nice primer coat on. Is this white primer that I'm putting on. put that one over there, stay. We'll move on to the next one. Looks very nice, polished. Again, some castings, they look very nice when they're polished, with no paint on them. Sorry if I'm out of camera shot, my apologies for that. And we knock you about. That's not nice, is it? My apologies again. That's number 2. Stay. And here is our third one. Just like the others, we're doing underneath the wheel arches first. Going to try and get into the grill area. I'll shift. How about that? That might be better for you. Just like when you paint a real car, try and get half a lap over. And we'll go from there. Let's grab our first one again. So we can put a second coat of primer on. Put that one to one side. We'll grab this one again. Same thing. Give it a nice primer coat. No, didn't drop it. Well done, fumble fingers, well done. And now coat onto this one. All right, turn the noise maker off. I've got to clean out this airbrush and we'll come back, maybe we'll be able to see what's happened with our screen. See you in a moment. Well, seeing as this is a painted blue challenge, well, I shouldn't say challenge, event, I suppose I really should paint one in front of your blue. So here we go. The paint that I'm using on this car is a metal cast heat paint, which they generally use on brake calipers and engines. For heat. So what we'll be doing with this is putting it in the oven and let it bake, because that's how you set this off. So that was nice and quick. We'll get probably another 1 or 2 coats, but we'll do that off camera. The screen, the paint has come off the screen, so we've still got to do a polish on that, and then it's reassemble. So we shall see you at the reveal. See you there. So our vehicles are off being baked. Our interiors are out of the cleaning solution or disinfectant, just like our screens. Now notice the difference between the regular wheels interior and the one for the Superfast. These ones have the little nibs on the front for a front suspension. And here is our screen that was completely painted over. So we're going to see if we can get rid of the rest by doing a bit of buffing. But I'm going to be happy with this. It'll be even nicer when it is completely clear. I hope we can get it completely clear. If not, we'll get it close. And to be honest, like I said, I'll be happy with that. Probably need to get some wet and dry on top just to get rid of some of these other scratches. But I'll take my time with this. And we shall see you, as I said a few moments ago, at the reveal. And you'll see how well I went with the screen. Alright, see you shortly. Well, after buffing it up with the where is it, with one of these buffers, has 4 sides to it, I think that has come out rather well. So we'll put it into the floor polish. Get it to get onto the pliers the right way. Pliers. We'll set it with its brothers. That can now go undercover. I've got to go to work, so that can dry under there for the next couple of days. The cars have just about finished baking in the oven. I put them in there in the oven for 90 degrees for half an hour. So I'm about to get them out. They can cool down and I shall reassemble off camera and you'll guys see the reveal. See you there. This is just a reminder as to what I started with at the beginning of this episode for the DMC Painted Blue event for August to raise awareness of Alzheimer's. And we also brought along a couple of brothers that needed some work done as well. So this is what we started with, and here we are now. Here is our Matchbox Superfast ISO Griffo for the DMC Painted Blue event for the Alzheimer's awareness. So what did we do with this one? It's got to be an improvement on the paintwork from what we started with. And get a load of that screen. That screen is beautiful. I'm most impressed with that. The other thing we did was, whoa, sorry about that. All the excitement, see what happens. The other thing we did with it, we gave it some new wheels from a Chinese donor vehicle. We've done all of that, cleaned the glass, polished the glass. We also, we'll move him to one side, did some work on his older brothers. We did the same thing. We stripped the paint, we cleaned and polished the glass. We put in a black wash in on the grills. We've painted the tail lights on here. We polished all the screens. We've painted them all blue. Of course they were blue beforehand. Well, 2 were blue, 1 wasn't. Now, paints used in the, well, let's start off with the first one that's coming around. Nail varnish on that one. The super fast version, we used the metal cast hot metal paint, and this was done with a rattle can metallic blue. 3 different types of paints used, 3 different vehicles. This was a lovely event. Don't forget to, if you wish to donate to help research in Alzheimer's, click on the link in the description or visit us on the Diecast and Modellers Facebook page, and there'll be a link there should you wish to donate. Anyway, like the video, share the video, leave a comment down below, and if I haven't suffered from Alzheimer's, I'm getting that way, I'll respond to you. So, catch you next time at Graves in Australia, Diecast Salvage.